In question 25, we're given the expression x squared minus 8x plus 21, and we're told that it can be written in the following form. Now, that's very typically used as the form for completing the square. So what we do when we complete the square is you take half of the x value and you form the first part of the equation as they want it based on half of that x value. So if I just show you it by example, half of minus 8 is minus 4. So that first bit will become x minus 4, and that's all squared, so this is the completing the square bit. Now the thing that you need to think of in order to work out what this b part will be, in this equation, if we think x minus 4 squared, so essentially that's the same as x minus 4 times by, so if I just do it down here, so essentially that's the same as x minus 4 times by x minus 4. So when we multiply this out, what would we get? Well, x multiplied by x would give us x squared. Then we'd get minus 4x minus another 4x, so that would give us minus 8x as we're hoping for. And then the final two multiplied together, minus 4 times minus 4 would give us plus 16. Now obviously we need the end term to be 21. So that means into this equation, into this this part of the expression up here, in order for the end bit, 16, to be 21, we would need to add a further 5. So keeping in mind that all of this is the same as this bit here, the additional part that we need is the plus 5. So there's the plus 5. And then keeping in mind that this expression here is in the same form as this one here, that means that the a is 4 and b is 5. And that in fact will be our answer. So a is 4, b is 5. Now in the next part of the equation we're told that the equation of the curve y equals f of x is x squared minus 8x plus 21. So essentially it's the same expression that we've just worked with. And the question says that the diagram shows part of the sketch of y equals f of x. And it's asking us, it's telling that the minimum point is m, but it wants us to write down the coordinates of m. Now, we can see that this is actually a 1-mark question, and this in itself should guide us towards how much working out we need to do for this. Now, as it turns out, when you actually do complete the square for an expression like this, you're actually finding that minimum point of that graph. So in completing the square, you're actually finding those x and y coordinates. So it's actually just these two coordinates here. So a, which is the x term, if we just have a look, so a, which is next to the x term, and b is the y term. So that's just a trick, if you want to call it that. There is a proof for why it's done that way. Obviously it's beyond the scope of this to have to go into that, but essentially all it is that. So we just go down here, and the coordinates therefore would be x is 4, y is 5.